Hello everyone, welcome to a brand new video of mine. Today's video we're going to be discussing dinosaurs and dinosaur trailers, dinosaur games. I'm sure the games that I'm going to be speaking about today you've seen plenty of, the Gamer Bee, the Best in Slot, other dinosaur YouTubers, you've probably seen these about. But why are there so many and where are they coming from? Now before we get into the video, I just want to recommend you guys to go check out the merch store whilst I'm wearing my merch stuff. Cheeky little plug right here. But also, if you wish to be in contact with me a little bit better, you can join the Discord, you can join the subreddit, you can even follow me on Twitter, Instagram, all of those places to get in contact with me. And also, I do want to post some cool meme videos, some funny meme videos through my subreddit, so if you wish to submit any memes you have for the subreddit for those type of videos, feel free to go over there and post some memes. But today's video, dinosaur trailers, and as you can probably see, we're going to start with Instinction, and we have 4 total dinosaur horror games. Yeah, I never thought I'd say that, but it's been a while to say the least. In fact, I might even throw up a 5th one. Well, I was going to throw up a 5th one, but it seems like Primal Dominion for some reason doesn't really have a official website, so the other ones are probably ones that I'm going to talk about the most, but Primal Dominion, definitely a really good game, very similar to the ones we're going to talk about, but this one has more of a narrative. But we are going to focus on Instinction, because I believe its trailer actually just launched, and we should really be discussing that as well, and then we'll start discussing about all of these dinosaurs and stuff. So Instinction, it's a dinosaur game, yeah? Which I'm pretty sure all of you guys are going to be happy to see and happy to hear about, because for years now we've been asking, we need dinosaur games, where are these dinosaur horror games, and finally they are arriving, but they are arriving in a flock. There's so many of them, the ones we're going to talk about, they're all very similar but have their unique aspects in different ways. I believe the newest one from here, or the 3rd newest one, is actually Instinction, and I believe Instinction might actually be the most professional one, if you want to class it as profession. Don't really know how that's going to work out. However, looking at Instinction, it is looking like it could be a AAA game from the graphics and the storyline of it. We're on the website here, we can see a nice little cinematic shot of what seems to be some sort of Tapiara, Pteranodon, in a cave, and we have some more info and... well, is it info? It is info, yeah, so we can get information about weapons, combat, biomes and extinct creatures, and in fact we saw this... God, I thought being on camera would be so easy, but as soon as you stumble your words, you can't. But as I was saying, we actually saw a small trailer, a short trailer, during the Future Games show, I think back in June time or something, and it looked really cool. We were waiting for Jurassic World Evolution 2, and we saw this pop up, we're like, whoa, what's going on here? And I've actually been in contact with some of the developers and other people working on the game. They're absolutely lovely. And from what I've been told, I'm not going to share any of it, but from what I've been told, this game seems to be one of the better games out there for sure, and it just seems like it's going to be really, really good. So I am hoping that follows through. But what we're going to do now is actually... I didn't know I would play straight away, okay. What we're going to do now is check out the trailer. My first time reacting to the trailer, and seeing what is there. Lizard. Lovely. With a dinosaur. What dinosaur is it? You see, the graphics, these type of games with the graphics always sell me, almost immediately, let's say. I probably shouldn't be like that, but that's what happens. Okay. I like these type of games with narrative, that's why Primal Dominion is also...
I wish I hadn't come here for this.
For what? The Suchomimus didn't react. Some sort of coins. Okay. My Pleurodon, I guess? Smilodon, okay. Carnotaurus, looking at me very weirdly. Some form of raptor. I don't want to say Velociraptor, it's not really feathered. It's got the weird...
After all this death, if you had the chance to do it all again,
Raptors. That's a shot and a half. That looks really good.
what would you have done?
Okay, Instinction, which I assume, I think it's coming out next year, 2022, around this time next year. But either way, you know, that looks really good. And again, these type of graphics, they tend to do really well for these type of games. But as this video is going to be about, Instinction isn't the only dinosaur game that's got some form of narrative, horror game, first person, and shooters. So again, we've been asking for loads of these over the years, never got them, and now they're coming in as a herd, pardon the pun. But yeah, we're getting so many of them now that it's hard to keep track. So taking a look at the next one, it'll be Goner the video game, which again we have played on the channel, so if you want to go check that out, I had a face cam in that as well, so definitely go check that out. It was a really fun game to play, but I believe this one is a little bit lower down. There's I can't work on camera. As I was saying, I think there's only a few people working on this game compared to the other ones, because I believe the other ones actually have big production teams behind them, and correct me if I'm wrong, anybody who does work on it, but I believe there's only like a few people, not many people work on it currently. But you can see a few images right here. Again, the graphics look really good. It was a bit funky in the pre-alpha, I want to say, that I played. Either way, I had a lot of fun on it, and I'm definitely going to be playing this. And again, the graphics are the main thing that really sells me with these horror games. But it again, it's very similar to Instinction. It just depends on the quality of what the game's going to bring and who's going to be preparing it, who's going to be publishing it, everything like that. Because despite us absolutely loving Jurassic World Evolution and Jurassic World Evolution 2, we really want a dinosaur horror survival game from Universal, Frontier, some other company, some big AAA company. Because at the moment it's just these smaller companies that are doing it, and credit to them because they're doing amazing jobs. And it may come across like I'm complaining here, but I promise I'm not. Because I'm happy. I'm a YouTuber at the end of the day. I get content. I'm happy. So yeah, just looking at the games, it does come down to it. But it is, you got to keep in the back of the head, ever since Mesozoica, I know these games probably aren't anything of the sort of Mesozoica, but there was well, I wouldn't say dinosaur survival game, but similar to those grounds. It was called The Depths or something, and I put that in my top 10 dinosaur games for 2021 or 2020, and it looked incredible. It was like underwater, but you had to survive with other dinosaurs. Basically the Isle, but with marine creatures instead. And that looked awesome, but the guy who owned it took the money and ran away, abandoned the project. Very, very similar to Mesozoica. So yeah, we do have to keep that in the back of our head, us dinosaur fans, because they know how much we'll support dinosaur games and everything. And sometimes they'll take advantage of us. So when it does come to Kickstarters like Goner it is always going to be playing on our mind. But there are some games out there you do actually have to trust. Instinction, I think, are fully funded. I don't really know much about that, but it seems like they're not running a Kickstarter, so I assume they would be fully funded. So I probably will be one of the higher rated games. But the next one, Deathground, again, another trailer where we get to see T-Rex, all of this sort of stuff. You know, I think it was a T-Rex and Velociraptor in that trailer. And I'll probably put the trailer in the background if I do have it. But again, very similar. You know, it's kind of like a first-person shooter. You have a first-person shooter, and you have to run away from the dinosaurs. And I think for Deathground, you have to get to the evacuation. But at the same time, for Deathground, it's online. So you can play with a party up to 3, 4. Correct me if I'm wrong. But one of those, and you can play with friends online and all of that jazz.
You like jazz?
Which adds a little bit difference to the games, you know? I feel like if these games continue, they'll all be completely the same and they will just start copying each other rather than being their own game. Talking of which, when it comes to Instinction, it's great. I love it, don't get me wrong, but I feel like their marketing team, I could be wrong here, but I feel like their marketing team aren't taking a good stance with it, because everywhere you look through like Lad Bible, Gaming Net, PC Gamer, all of these places, they are dubbing this as the next Dino Crisis. Just be your own game. I promise you'll be okay if you be your own game. You don't have to be dubbed as the next Dino Crisis. Look at Dino Crisis, for instance. They weren't dubbed as anything. They were just their own game, and now their name is being used as dubbing other games. So be your own game. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there. And I think I actually saw a clip of the Gamer Beaver saying something similar. Don't copy or don't be like other games. Be yourself, be new, and eventually people will start to love the game if it's good. You know, if it's not good, then you know you can update it, change it, see what people think, get feedback on it, and create an amazing game. I have no doubt in my mind that Instinction will be the next big dinosaur game out there, unless Universal come through with something, obviously. But it's not a doubt in my mind right now, and all they have to do now is be their own game, produce what they want to produce game-wise, and just enjoy it, really, enjoy it. Because then again, you know, looking at the other games that are kind of taking a competition, let's say, with them, Deathground, Goner, they're all going to be covered by us. I'll admit it, I'll be playing these games once they do release or whenever there's an access for them. So they are always going to be covered. So your main priority is to try and stick out somehow, try to look different and try to look better. Because again, Deathground looks really good, you know, a good first person. It looks very similar to Outlast, shall we say, so it's got that running for it. But I think Deathground has its own type of stance and style. You can throw things, as you've probably just seen there. You have heartbeat sensors, and you have different types of dinosaurs, but I assume it will just be the main raptor and T-Rex. But you have like evacuation spots you can play online, and it just adds a little bit more difference in these type of games, rather than constant narrative, constant running from dinosaurs and all of that jazz.
You like jazz?
But a dinosaur game I haven't actually looked at yet is The Lost Wild as well. So this is probably going to be one of the first times I look at it. I believe it's been in development, let's say, for a few years now. We saw it on the YouTube channel, it's quite old. But it's a first-person survival horror game. These are some awesome images right here. What seems to be a feathered raptor. See, there you go. I mean, I don't think it's a velociraptor, but it could be the Dakota raptor, Utah raptor. But they have feathers. They're standing out a little bit. They're making different changes. The Allosaurus and the lighting looks brilliant. Very similar to Goner and Deathground, so maybe change the lighting up a little bit. But just looking at these images, that Allosaurus was gorgeous. They stand out a little bit to the other game, which is really good. And even just looking on their website, you know, again, Goner have the exact same theme. Explore, evade, intimidate. If we go onto the Goner website, I believe they have, yeah, there you go. Embark, survival, dinosaurs, settle, all of this type of stuff. So they are always going to be similar. Don't get me wrong, you are similar games, so there are going to be similarities, but it's finding a way to stand out. And I feel like that's the biggest issue with Instinction, is that they don't find a way to stand out. And I feel like you do need to find that way to stand out instead of just being called and relying on being called the next Dino Crisis. Because this game, without a doubt, will be brilliant. Again, the same with The Lost Wild, it'll probably be brilliant. Deathground and Goner, they'll all be amazing games and they all will release. Obviously, some will do better than others, that's just the way of life. But we are going to check out The Lost Wild quickly here because I have never seen it before, so it's going to be my first reactions. Again, we've got an Avery in the background. The graphics are stunning. Is that Dimorphodon? It is Dimorphodon. Some insects. What's that? Dinosaurus? Excuse me. That's Allosaurus. Surround sound as well, that's good. There's a deer. Whoa. Okay. That's a little bit like Goner, but that's because I played Goner first. Ah. Flare gun. Whoa. Okay. The Lost Wild looks good. I'll admit it, that looks really good. I enjoyed that. I thoroughly enjoyed that. Great 8 Games, if you're watching this, great trailer. Absolutely brilliant trailer. I love that. So, yeah, I mean, that was really good. What I've just seen here is that there are an Epic Games Mega Grants, which I think it's something to do with Epic Games funding your project, which is quite high. I think it's like 50, 40,000, something of the sorts, but it just goes to show that they have promise with these games. Again, don't know the release date on this one. I'm pretty sure Goner is next year, Deathground is next year, and Instinction is next year, 2022. So I would assume that Great 8 Games will be releasing The Lost Wild probably around the same time. Either way, they all look good, and I feel like they are starting to grasp their new different aspects. You know, The Lost Wild seemed like it had not narrative behind it, but more main focus of survival. It was, I forgot where it was. It was where the Allosaurus was chasing him and he was able to stay in the log, and the Allosaurus would still try to get him despite being in the log. And I felt like that was a really good idea, instead of the Allosaurus going there, looking around, walking away. I feel like it adds more immersion into the game when it does try to get you in that log. But I mean, looking at all of these trailers, some of them will probably be in the background for you guys right now. They all look really good. There are so many dinosaur games coming out, but there aren't any AAA dinosaur games that are survival or first person, which I feel like is some of the main concerns around the community. But if games like this that are getting grants from Epic Games, for instance, and even like small teams are able to produce really good games on these Unreal Engine 5s and all of this stuff, it goes to show that dinosaur games aren't that far away. It just depends on who's running them. We don't want a Mesozoica, we don't want a Day of Dragons, I think it was, and we don't want the Depths. We don't want stuff like that where they're just going to be arseholes and they're just going to take your money and run away and not even pay people. It's similar, there's a game called Pangea Survival. I believe one of the people working, or the main people working on Pangea Survival, used to work on Mesozoica, and they are getting a bad rep every now and then because they worked on Mesozoica, but they weren't involved with the person taking the money. So then they kind of get a bad rep that's unneeded, unnecessary, and it kind of just has a domino effect, basically. And some people don't want to cover that game because they worked on Mesozoica. But, you know, it's all a matter of just keeping your eye out with games like this. I'm excited. I really am excited. The future of dinosaur games looks very promising, especially with Jurassic World Dominion releasing soon, Camp Cretaceous, and we also have numerous amounts of stuff coming out after Dominion. Apparently, according to Frank Marshall, I'm going to hold his word on that. But yes, I am very excited for these games, and these are my first reactions. I thought instead of making separate videos, I might do reactions with them. And I'm going to start doing more facecam videos, because I wanted to do them at 100,000, but I didn't hit that as fast as I thought I would, or I was predicted to do so. So I'm kind of holding back on that a little bit. I'll do little teasers or videos like this, and then maybe I'll get a green screen back here, and then I'll have the camera angle in there, because this is my good side. This is my better side. This is my bad side. This is my good side. But anyways, if you enjoyed the video, do go check out all of these dinosaur games. All the links will be in the description down below, so go check them out. Some of them I think are playable, especially Primal Dominion. I do have some codes for Primal Dominion, so send me some DMs if you have a PC and want to play Primal Dominion, because I can send out some codes to you guys for multiplayer testing. But as for today's video, don't forget to leave a like and also comment down what you think about dinosaur games and where they're all coming from, especially dinosaur survival games. And if you are down there, why not subscribe if you haven't yet done so? We post loads of dinosaur content, especially stuff to do with Jurassic World, so if you're into that, subscribe to the channel. But obviously, most importantly, I hope you're all having a fantastic day today and staying safe out there, because things are going crazy in the world. Shit happens. But I can't wait to see you all in the next one. Bye bye. Hello, hi, you. Did you enjoy the video? Just a little reminder to press that like button and also subscribe. I just want to thank my Patreons for this month, on screen right here, as giving me that little extra support really does go a long way. But anyways, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day.